Just a few years back, if you said someone could seriously challenge Tesla in the EV market, people would have laughed. But today, the world's biggest EV seller? It isn't Tesla. It's a Chinese company that most people have never even heard of. So today, we're going to pull back the curtain and uncover the secret formula behind the incredible rise of BYD. Let's just hop in the time machine and go back to 2011. When Elon Musk was asked about BYD as a potential competitor, he didn't just dismiss them. He literally laughed in the interviewer's face. For him, and for pretty much the entire auto world, BYD was a total joke, a company known for making cheap, knockoff products. Okay, now fast forward to the end of 2023, and guess what? Nobody's laughing anymore. This chart, well, it tells you everything you need to know. In the last 3 months of the year, BYD sold more than 500,000 electric vehicles, officially knocking Tesla off the throne as the world's #1 EV seller. So, the big question is, how on earth did a company that was once mocked as a copycat manage to dethrone the king of EVs? That's the mystery we are solving right now. Okay, so the first thing you've got to grasp here is just the sheer speed of this takeover. This wasn't some slow, gradual change. This was a lightning-fast blitz. I mean, what's just mind-blowing is how fast this all went down. Look at this. Back in 2021, Tesla was the undisputed champ, selling almost 1 million cars, while BYD was back at around 600,000. But by 2023, whoa, the tables had completely flipped. BYD's revenue soared past $110 billion, leaving Tesla in the dust. All right, to really get how BYD took over the car world, we have to go back in time. And funny enough, the story doesn't start with cars at all. It starts with batteries. And this is where the story gets really good. I mean, think about it. Tesla had the celebrity CEO, the rock star visionary, Elon Musk. In BYD, they had Wang Chuanfu, a humble government chemist who'd never built a single car in his entire life. So picture this. It's 1995. The battery market is completely dominated by these Japanese giants. And everyone, I mean everyone, is shifting to lithium-ion. So what does our guy Wang do? He does the craziest thing imaginable. He bets against the future. He poured every penny he had into what everyone else considered outdated nickel-cadmium technology. He saw a gap in the market everyone else was running away from. But here's where the real genius kicks in. See, to make batteries, you need these super clean, dust-free environments called clean rooms, which cost an absolute fortune to build. Wang looked at this and asked a super simple question. Why do we need to clean the whole giant factory when only the tiny battery needs a clean space? And his solution? The Clean Box, a tiny, sealed-off glove box where workers could assemble the batteries. Same result for a tiny fraction of the cost. And that one simple idea, this super frugal innovation, combined with low-cost labor, allowed BYD to slash their production costs by, get this, 70 to 80%. This was it. This was the birth of BYD's first superpower, being radically, unbelievably affordable. So now he's got a mountain of cash from the battery business, and Wang decides to go after his real dream, building cars. The problem? His first attempt was, well, let's just say it was a total disaster. For about a decade, this was the reality of BYD. I mean, critics joked their cars looked like some Frankenstein mashup of a Toyota and a Chevy. There were literally videos online of doors that wouldn't even shut properly, reports of terrible performance, and sales numbers that were just pathetic. This is why everyone, Musk included, was laughing their heads off. And right when you thought things couldn't get any worse for them, the 2020 pandemic hits, and it threatens to absolutely crush the entire auto industry. But for BYD, this crisis, it actually became their biggest opportunity. You know, there's this idea in business called the cockroach entrepreneur. The idea is simple. When a crisis hits and everyone else runs for cover, the cockroach finds a tiny crack in the wall and just keeps on moving. And that, right there, is exactly what Wang Chuanfu did. So while giants like Ford and Nissan were reporting these massive, devastating losses because, nobody was buying cars, Wang completely repurposed his factories. And get this, in just 2 weeks, BYD became the world's #1 producer of face masks, raking in over $640 million in profit. They didn't just survive the crisis, they came out richer. So that massive cash infusion, plus years of working quietly in the background on R&D, it all set the stage for BYD's final masterstroke. So what was it? What was the secret formula that finally let them beat Tesla at their own game? Okay, when you boil it all down, it really comes down to three key things, all working together perfectly. They had superior tech, unbeatable cost, and a way smarter read on the market. Let's break each one down. Okay, first up, the tech. BYD just stunned the industry with what they call the blade battery. Check this out. There's a standard safety test where you literally drive a nail through a battery. Most EV batteries, they can explode into a fireball, hitting over 500 degrees Celsius. But the blade battery, it barely even gets warm. No smoke, no fire. It's so ridiculously safe that even Tesla is a customer now. They buy these batteries from BYD. Second, and this is a big one, unbeatable cost. Just look at these numbers. In China, the BYD Seal, which is their direct competitor to the Tesla Model 3, sells for less than half the price. I mean, that's not a price war. That's a demolition. So you're probably asking, how is that even possible? Well, it's like a three-pronged attack on cost. First, they have full vertical integration. That means they own everything from the mines where they dig up the lithium all the way to the final factory floor. No middlemen, total control. A huge advantage. Second, they get some pretty hefty government subsidies. And third, and this was a genius move, they focused a lot on plug-in hybrids. Those use smaller batteries, which means they're way cheaper to make. Okay, so let's get to that final piece of the puzzle, market fit. To really get this, you have to understand that you can kind of think of the Chinese market as four different economic slices. You've got China 1, the super wealthy, all the way down to China 4, the poorest. And this, right here, is where their strategy just brilliantly comes together. Tesla, with their high prices, they can really only sell to those top two tiers, a market of about 265 million people. Not bad. But BYD, with their low-cost cars and those hybrids, which, by the way, totally solve range anxiety for people in places with fewer charging stations, they can sell to the top three tiers. Their potential market is nearly 3 times bigger. We're talking over 750 million people. So what an incredible story, right? From a garage startup to the world's biggest EV maker. So what are the big lessons we can all take away from the incredible rise of BYD? Okay, lesson 1. Build a cash cow. Before he even dreamed of cars, Wang absolutely mastered the boring but profitable business of batteries to fund his big vision. Lesson 2. Simplify to innovate. That whole clean box thing, it proves that the most game-changing ideas aren't always the most complicated. Sometimes the smartest solution is just the cheapest one that actually works. And finally, number 3, build with bricks. For years, the world just threw bricks of criticism at BYD. But instead of hiding, Wang picked up every single one of those bricks and used them to build the foundation of an empire that today truly lives up to its name. Build your dream.